Hello, karate fans. We are back for another episode of the Karate 360 podcasts. I'm one of the hosts, Kalen Anglos.
I'm Richard Mosdell.
And on this episode of the Karate 360 podcast, we're going to bring you all the latest news and events from the Karate 360 world, including the latest Karate Combat Olympus.
Karate Combat.
The full contact league. We're going to talk about that. We're also going to tell you how to spar someone who's a better fighter than you are.
Really?
Also, how to build karate explosiveness. And of course, we have to talk about appendicitis?
Appendicitis.
Richard, take it away.
Karate 360, let's start the show. You will kick high and I will speak low. From local to global, it's the thing that you and I and everybody loves. Karate!
San Rokimaru. You changed it up there a little bit.
I was having some fun.
Having some fun. We have to talk about something.
Appendicitis?
Nick almost died.
Nick almost died.
Our manager almost died.
He looked at me, he's like, my back is sore. I'm like, do I have a rash? I looked at his back.
A rash?
I said, no. You got a lot of back hair, but no rash, dude. He's like, okay. And
He is a hairy guy.
This is if you're wondering what happened to our last podcast was going to happen in the hospital as we looked at Nick go different shades of white and whiter.
And we would say, Nick, we will dedicate this to you.
We'll dedicate this to you. We will keep the flame going.
Like I told you and told him, Nick, if you absolutely need it, you can have my appendix.
That's right. My useless appendix.
You can have my appendix. Do you still have your appendix?
I do.
Yeah, I still got mine too.
Yep. I have it. And
It's serious though. Like when you get appendix problems, talk about just like an evolutionary mess up, like an appendix.
Exactly. And you gotta know now. It's funny because like the doctor's like, yeah, it's probably gonna have to come out. But then after they did his blood work, like, well, it didn't burst. You can just take antibiotics.
Yeah, as long as they don't burst. And often it bursts like when they go to do something, like when they check it or when they're playing around in there, and then all of a sudden it'll burst, and then it's like real serious.
Yes.
Yeah, you can die from it.
So we literally at the time we were gonna do the podcast, or just like an hour before, I had to rush him to the hospital.
Yeah, well,
with Owen's help.
I was doing class, and then you said. You came in, you said, Owen, I need you. And I said, okay, whatever. So you can Owen for whatever. And then I saw you guys were getting ready to leave. And I was like, what the heck's going on? And you're like, Kalen Sensei, like, come here, call me over. I'm taking Nick to the hospital. His appendix might have burst. I was like, all right. Okay, well.
And we're at the hospital. And sometimes you go to the hospital and the emergency room is quite the colorful place.
Oh, yes.
It was a colorful place.
Yes. And
yes.
Okay. Explain. What did you see?
There were people coming in who obviously had been drinking or smoking too much.
Oh, yeah. You see that.
And had cut themselves and broken themselves and decided to keep bleeding all over the floor and everywhere they went. And, naloxone kits guys had to come out. And
oh, man.
Yeah, it's a crazy place.
It's like its whole world. The emergency room especially is like its a whole world. Like even the workers are in like their own little world and they're doing their thing, and then everybody else around you and everyone's like, when am I up? I gotta go. And people are getting angry. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
I mean, nobody likes going to the hospital, but when you go there, it's just like you see people from all walks of life. It's eye-opening.
When I was attempting to be an athlete in my earlier days, when I was in Vancouver, I would constantly hurt myself to the point where I was in the hospital like once a month.
Okay.
Right?
What were you doing?
Well, training in karate, I was always trying to catch up to people who were ahead of me.
Okay.
Which meant that I was getting smacked a little bit too hard, or I'd overreach, or I'd tear something. So there's a hospital in downtown Vancouver called St. Paul's.
You probably didn't have a very good injury prevention program.
I did not.
Okay. Anyway, St. Paul's.
St. Paul's. And I would go in, and it got to the point where they would literally go like, oh, Richard, you can skip the drug addict line and just go back into that room. And then I would go back there. They literally like, okay, let me reset your nose, reset your thumb.
Crack.
Okay. All right, take some of this, now get out. And I would be in and out like 5 minutes. And then when I started coaching and then more people started coming to train with me, then I was taking them to the hospital.
Yeah. I remember. I mean, I've gone to the hospital many times too as an athlete and training. Same thing, getting hit in the nose. It's never, you never want to be at the hospital.
No,
it just happens. Karate athletes, you just kind of get there.
Just happens.
I'm like you. I got a little bit of a messed up nose too. It's a little bit crooked, and it's funny you bring that up. Last weekend I was hanging out with my little nephew. He's 5. I think he's 5 years old, and he was kind of playing. He's like, "Your nose is crooked," and I said, "Yeah." He's kind of playing my nose a little bit, and he's like, "Does that help?" He's pushing it the other way. I said, "Yeah, it's all good." And then later on in the day, he like dropped something on his nose. He goes, "Oh no!" it doesn't look like yours, does it? I was like, hey, man, come on. Like,
That's hilarious.
Yeah, kids will just say whatever. So
I once got the nose broken and it got reset, but it slipped. Like I must have rolled on it in the middle of the night. And I was sparring next day, and this guy whacked me, and there was like a huge crack. He's like, "Oh no, I broke your nose." I'm like, no, you put it back in place.
Yeah, we're good.
So that was last Thursday.
Yeah, that was last Thursday, and hence why there was no podcast. But we're making it up to you guys here tonight.
We got stuff
on the Karate 360 podcast. Not only do we have stuff on the podcast, but we have stuff coming up here in the club.
Holy cow!
Boy, we got a big event, a big visitor,
massive visitor coming.
When was the last time you remember a world champion, a WKF world champion coming to Canada?
Maybe for a Karate Canada summit in Toronto, of which 50 people saw.
Which was maybe 20 years ago?
Well, they may have one last year, 2 years ago.
I don't think they had a world champion last year. I don't remember there being a world champion.
A world champion coming to the West Coast?
Yeah, unheard of.
Like, last time was George Kotaka, like 4 or 5 years ago.
Oh, that's true. George Kotaka was here.
Almost never. I actually don't know of any time a WKF world champion has been to Victoria, ever.
Yeah, no, because George
unless
Kotaka,
they came and went to Beecher Gardens, no one knew about it.
That's where I first met you. Hey, was the George Kotaka seminar?
That's right. That's
I
right.
remember that.
You're on the other side of the floor.
That's right.
I was with Sato.
And I was like, who's that old guy?
With the other old guy, maybe.
And then I was like, wow, he's pretty fast for an old guy. He's beating the other guys. Yeah. So tell us who's coming.
Takashi Katada, who is a 2002 WKF men's kata champion and 3-time All Japan national kata champion.
That's awesome.
This guy is slick. He's fast. He's going to do a seminar here for a whole weekend. It's invite only.
Ooh.
And we have people invited from the States, coming from across Canada are coming here.
So what can our listeners do? Say they're sitting at home, they hear this, they want to come to the event, they want to be invited. What can they do?
Well, they got to email me at richard@kenzensportskarate.com and say, hey, I'd love to join your event, and here's why. And
I'd love to be invited.
Love to be invited. And then I first have to look at the list and go, if we have room.
Yeah, because it's filling up fast.
It's filling up fast, and I don't want to overfill it. I want it to be like only 30, 40 people so that you have a good experience. In the morning, Saturday morning, he's going to teach how to get speedy and explosive and fast and strong in kata.
Awesome.
And the second morning, he's going to teach how to all the self-defense moves from kata. And then the afternoon, he's actually going to take different shitoru and Okinawan katas, and he's going to teach them with us.
If you were looking on the YouTube video here, that's him right there, right above us.
That's right.
Hovering over us, watching over the Karate 360 podcast.
Yeah, so Katada Sensei's been phoning me every day.
Every day, just to see what's up.
Yep, we're chatting. We've got a big schedule of things for him to do, and a completely open training camp in Vancouver on Tuesday, August the 14th. We got a huge room, so I think that room can take 100 people.
Okay.
So if you want to come and you're in the Lower Mainland, go onto the Karate BC website and you can find his registration. You can register online. For the weekend seminar, you got to chat with me.
Awesome.
So we're pretty excited. This is it's big. WKF champion I've never seen in Victoria. They almost never come to Canada.
Yeah.
Ever.
I just heard too that Karate Canada just announced that at the summit next year. Did you see who they're bringing?
I did.
2 heavyweights, not like actual heavyweights, but 2 like big karate stars.
Yeah.
Sandra Sanchez and Douglas Bros.
Is it Sandra Sanchez or is another lady?
I thought it was Sandra Sanchez.
I thought it was Jose. Maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe I'm wrong. Okay.
Keep going.
That's what I thought.
I know Douglas Bros is coming.
Yeah, Douglas Bros, and I thought it was Sandra Sanchez. I saw it here on their Twitter feed. Let me just bring this up. Actually, I think I retweeted it, so I can find it here rather quickly. But yeah, that's going to be at the Karate Canada Summit. I mean, they're really up in things. And I like the new, did you see the new, well, I know you saw it, the Karate Canada new logo.
Yes.
That's pretty damn awesome.
I have seen it several times. World-renowned kata coach Jesus Del Moro.
Oh, I see. He's training Sandra Sanchez in the...
That's her coach.
Gotcha. Jesus Del Moro. He's a kata coach. Yeah,
yes.
There we go. Training. I just saw Sandra Sanchez, and I was like, whoa, Sandra Sanchez is coming, as well as Douglas Bros. But that's cool that Douglas Bros is coming.
I can't go because it's the same weekend as the Victoria Open.
Oh.
The start of our Golden League tournament.
Oh, segue. What is that, Richard? What is that?
Good segue, too. Well, some people are having these, and I don't know if our good friend Sandeep Gill named it this, but it's Golden League, where you do several tournaments in a row, kind of like one a month, same division, and you get put in pools of like 4, right? So, and then if you win your pool, you go up to the next one. So like all the gold medal winners, all the first place winners of the pool, the same age group, same division, they all meet, and you keep putting them all together. And if you're in the bottom end of your pool of 4, you move down. So all the first and seconds kind of meet together in the second one, all the third and fourths meet in the next one. We're going to do this tournament where Sunday, September 30th, we have the very first Victoria Open, and we're going to do a Golden League tournament. So you can do it once. You can just come to one tournament, and athletes will register. We'll put them in pools, and then it's just a single division, like let's say 10, 11 boys kumite. And then they'll put what their rank is, and then the tournament director will check with their instructor actually where they should be.
Okay.
And then put them in pools of 4. Everyone will win a medal from first, second, third, fourth. So everyone will get to go home with something. But if they continue and do the second tournament, which will be Roy Tippenauer's Campbell River tournament at the end of October.
The second event of the Golden League.
The second event of the Golden League. This is a 2 Golden League tournament. If you are the highest medal winner over the 2 tournaments in your division, you get an extra champion award.
Boom, a grand champion.
Grand champion award. And the idea here is that within 4 weeks, you should like have the first one, learn what you need to learn, videotape yourself, and then it's a development style. So in the next tournament, see if you have any growth.
Yeah.
So Sandeep in the Lower Mainland in Vancouver, and Rodney Hobson up in Kelowna. He also has a Golden League and series. And a lot of top people come out of these things.
Yeah, and I think it's good, like we mentioned, for developmental athletes, because it gets you to kind of move through a series of tournaments and really build off of your last event. So it's not like just going to one tournament and, maybe you have a poor showing and maybe you don't quite do as good as you want to do, and that's it. This case, you get to kind of build off of that and kind of go into the next one and try and get some more points and go forward. And it really kind of builds, a high performance, atmosphere. It kind of brings you into that. So I think it's going to be really good for the developmental athletes that are really starting to get serious about tournaments. It's going to be great. I love the idea, and I think anybody can use it.
Yeah, awesome. Like, the depth of field will be different depending on the division. But
of course.
If you get let's say it's women's 18 and up kumite, and you get like a white belt, a yellow belt, an orange belt, and black belt. Well, they're all going to compete against each other, right? And the white belt's going to know, well, I'm not going to win, but it's not full contact, so I'm not going to die.
Yeah.
Right? So I think it's a really neat way of doing development, and then also bringing in clubs that have never competed before.
There you go.
So
yeah, no, I think it's great.
Cool.
There we go. You mentioned it's not full contact.
It's point fighting.
There you go. You know it is full contact.
Yes. What is full contact?
Let's get into our Karate Global news. All right. So full contact karate league. Karate Combat.
Yes. Karate Combat just happened. Another one in Athens,
Greece. This is the third one. I think it's the second official one in their actual season.
Okay.
And it was a pretty good event. It was on Saturday, whatever last Saturday was. They broadcasted it from Athens. They broadcasted it on their website for free, so you could watch it for free, which is awesome. There was a few glitches. I don't know if you tuned in, but it kind of took a little while for the feed to come up. So actually you missed the first couple fights because the feed wasn't working. So I think there's still, for Karate Combat, still some growing pains. I'm sure everybody has seen this. They've advertised it quite a bit. Of course, the legendary MMA athlete Baz Rutten is doing the announcing and the promoting. Bitcoin was promoting it there in the first one. Not in this one, though.
This one, they've changed the logo.
Yeah.
And Karate Combat guys have actually reached out to us.
That's right.
Yeah,
so we're gonna look at trying to get some of the athletes here on the Karate 360
That's
podcast.
right. You're gonna hear some interviews with them.
Yeah.
So we are absolutely up for that.
And we're really excited. What did you think about the event in Athens?
I watched most of it now. And first, I love the concept. Like, let's have fun. Let's put it in Athens. I still really like the competition floor.
Yes, the pit.
I like the pit.
Yeah,
the pit really, looks really cool.
It's good because the spectators, and they kind of promote it this way. When you go to like a UFC event or even a boxing event, you're down there and the ring is up there. There's a cage or there's ropes. You kind of have trouble seeing. Well, in this one, the spectators are all around and the pit is underneath, so you can see absolutely all the action.
Yeah. I can see it, in a basketball gym where they maybe, all the seats are coming down. They'll have to have like an elevated floor.
Yes.
Then everyone sits on the elevated floor and comes in. But I can definitely see this concept over time transitioning to like a 15,000 seat arena.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's great.
I don't mind the new logo. They took the Bitcoin logo.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just advertising.
I think also they need a logo that really when people see it, it's theirs.
Yes, they know that's the Karate Combat
right?
logo.
And if Bitcoin's bouncing up and down, ups and down, you're distracted by the fact that there's something else that represents something else.
I agree. I think it almost takes away from them a little bit to say like, oh, it's Bitcoin, here it is. Where it just takes away from them a little bit.
The main logo should be in the middle, and if they want to have sponsor logos around,
then perfect.
Then that's fine.
Yes.
And then they have Bitcoin or whatever.
Yeah. But I think especially with a new league, they got to promote Karate Combat, and I think they have a good logo, they have a good venue, and their promotion is good.
And then I think also the visual of how they figure out what to do with the uniforms. Like the guys are shirtless. They're wearing
gi bottoms with a belt.
And they've got kind of a belt that can kind of wrap around the pant part of it.
Yeah, they've got some kind
of.
I'm not sure how they do that, but they tie it so the belt doesn't move and all that's on there secure.
So I kind of get all that, and the gloves are a little bit different. Like camera work is really good.
Yes,
you know that's all good.
The production value is quite good.
Production value,
even the commentating is good. Like it's entertaining.
Exactly, and they're getting athletes who are pretty talented in their world.
Yes, even WKF karate athletes going to fight in this. I mean, we saw the best WKF athlete, Rafael Agaev, in the first event fight and win his first round. And we know we have a couple here to talk about today too that fought in this recent one. So why don't we just go through this? This is the Karate Combat Olympus. So again, this was last weekend. I mean, there was different events through there. Let's just start with a couple ones here. The one that we know we looked at is this Akref Ochin from, I believe he's from Mexico.
Yep.
Oh, no, sorry, Morocco.
Morocco, yep.
He defeated Franklin Mina in the 93 kilogram division. He knocked him out, KO in the first round, Akref Ochin. And we actually looked up him in the WKF rankings.
We should also do all the results afterwards.
Sure. Yeah. Let's just go through these, maybe top 3 or 4, though. I think the other ones, we didn't really see them. So, Fight of the Night was the first one. Too bad that one wasn't actually broadcast. But yeah, let's just talk about this Akref Ochin. He is WKF ranked. Where is he? We have
26th.
26th. And not only that.
In men's 84 plus.
84 plus. He won. No, pardon me. He got second place in the 2016 World Championships. Second place. Akref Ochin from Morocco. He was fighting here in this Karate Combat. In that 2016 World Championships, he lost to Sajad Ganzadeh. From Iran, who's actually ranked number 2, I believe, in the WKF. He's also in the Karate Combat Fighters I just saw. He hasn't fought yet, but he's on their roster.
Interesting.
So they got both. It'd be cool to see them fight in Karate Combat, these two. So that'd be good. The co-main event here was Jerome Brown. Oh, no, pardon me. Oh, that was the co-main event. The main event, did you see the main event?
Yes.
So the main event, Jerome Brown defeating Davey Donna of the 75 kilogram division by technical knockout due to Davey Donna throwing a leg kick and breaking his leg and not being able to continue. The unfortunate tactic of breaking your own leg.
Yes.
What'd you think of that?
Obviously, it's really unfortunate for the athlete. Here's something on the side. If you want to go to the Olympics in 2020 and you're chasing points, you're dancing with the devil to go to a tournament like this.
Sure.
You're dancing with the devil, right? Because that broken leg now is going to put him in some...
Yeah, I don't know if I don't think he's actually even WKF ranked, so I don't think he would be, but I understand what you mean.
You know what I mean?
You're putting yourself at risk.
You're putting yourself at risk, and maybe you've just, you decide I'm not going to go for it. I'm going to try and do both.
Sure.
I'm a super athlete.
If this was a different league, if the WKF was a different league,
yes,
they wouldn't allow their Rafael Agaev to fight in a Karate Combat.
Exactly. They would keep him out.
Yeah.
So there's obviously, the appeal of finances is there.
Yes.
I love what they're trying to do with Karate Combat, but it's still they have growing pains in us, A, understanding the rules,
100%,
and B, do they want to become another like Bellator? Because it's not the same as UFC or of regular MMA.
Yeah.
And so
the rules are different, and there's confusion as somebody who's watching it. And again, the actual broadcast was shortened, so you didn't really get a chance to look at what the actual results were. Like they didn't really go over it, so you weren't entirely sure what the result. And it seemed like the athletes were a little bit unsure too, because there's a rule when you take them to the ground. I think it's only 5 seconds you have to actually go down and punch from the top. But there was athletes that were trying to like come around and almost like grapple, but they weren't allowed to do it. So the referee was like stopping them, but then not quite sure even themselves maybe of the rules. So again, these are growing pains, and it's interesting that in this main event, this Davy Donna broke his leg on a leg kick. Their leg kick rule is you can only kick below the knee, so you can only kick the shin, which doesn't make sense because that's how you're going to break your leg, and he just did it. I think they need to reconsider some of their rules as well. Like, you know, in the UFC and MMA, the kick to the knee is a quite effective kick to the knee or kick to the thigh even. But in karate combat, as of right now, you can't do that. And as we see in the main event, unfortunately, the athlete broke his leg. So there's some rules that they still have to hash out.
I think one, and I don't know if this will make any sense, they should almost use WKF rules, but at full contact. So you can go in and hit hard, and the referee stops you and gives you the point. Whereas in WKF rules, you can't full on. And the reason I say that is because it adds more drama to the match.
Okay, yes, I agree. It adds more drama to the match for a karate traditionalist, to a karate supremacist. But to the outside world, everybody else's eyes, who's maybe not in the karate world, that might not be as entertaining as just letting them go and letting them throw. Yeah,
well, I think they should let them go and let them throw. There's got to be a balance where...
I agree, yeah.
First, there's a little bit of swinging for the fences right now.
Sure, yes, 100%.
And where their movement, their distancing is great, but then they're getting trapped. And then they're realizing like, oh, I've really got to hook a punch. You know, you may see a boxer come in and dominate at that point, right?
Well, that's the interesting thing. In the karate combat rules, you can't just throw an inside hook, right? These are these weird rules. When you're on the inside, you can't actually throw an so you can throw a looping outside hook, but you can't throw an inside hook.
So that's like, I don't know, for me, I'd love to see like I don't mind them going harder and throwing and just take out all the groundwork. You know, because right now they're going to the ground, the camera kind of catches them from the side. Yeah. You know?
And I see what you mean. I
mean, no, it's not necessarily a purist thing. It's more like if you're going to go to the ground, just keep going.
Yeah.
You might as well just keep going.
Yeah, why stop them?
Why stop? It's like boxers when they fall down, they stop.
I guess because there's no grappling, you can't, once you're down, you can't really get yourself back up.
Like I mean, how many kickboxing fights you watch where the guy like brutally sweeps the other guy off his legs, and they just have to stop the match, and then they let him back up, but it's still considered part of the fight. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to where they take it.
Me too. I'm definitely going to keep watching and definitely keep my eyes on it. I like what they're doing. I like the way it's growing, and I think it's just going to keep getting better. Like just like any sport, and especially new sports, you got to go through these growing pains. You got to figure out what's the right way to do it and what the fans want to see and how to properly promote it. And I think it's going to be great.
One thing I like too is that you could be getting really talented in the amateur world, which has a lot of support right now in karate. But now you have another outlet to be a prize fighter.
Yes, and that's it. Knowing that you're a prize fighter, and that again, you might be hurting your chances to get some WKF points or whatever.
We'll see. It's a big world. There's a lot of people out there.
There is, so we'll see. Anyways, that's what happened in the karate combat world. We'll keep an eye on that. The next event is coming up, I believe, in August. Again, they don't actually announce these until closer to the event. So in August there will be another one. We don't know where. I don't think quite yet. I thought I saw... I don't think we know quite yet where it's going to be, but we'll let you guys know on that, and we'll keep our eyes on it.
If they want to host one in Vancouver, you call me. I already have the location
Richard,
set.
You have enough
I know.
To organize.
I know. You want to pay me in some serious Bitcoin.
You don't want that. You don't want... Well, I guess you take anything for free. But. All right, so there you go. That's the karate combat results.
Right on.
All right, do we want to get into a little technical tactical?
Well, we actually have some other results we have to talk about.
Oh, we do.
There has been the...
FISU. I saw this. Well, I didn't see this. I saw you put this.
So the World University Karate Championships happened in Kobe, Japan.
Okay.
And we've got the results. It was a big event from people from all over the world.
Okay. So anybody we would know? Anybody our listeners would know?
Yeah. Like Natsuko Shimizu was there. Now, these are like technically university kids. So I just want to do it's the list of results. It's kind of short. some of the Japanese fighters we've actually mentioned before on here.
So Natsuku Shimizu. Is that Kiyoshimizu?
I don't know if there's any relation. I can find out. But let's just go through it. So female kata individual. Do you want to say the names?
Hold on, I'm not even with you here. Female fighter. Okay, yes, sure. I'll say the names since you did it last time.
Okay.
Natsuku Shimizu, first place.
Japan, right? Next one, kata male.
Yuhei Horiba, Japan.
Next one is kata team.
Team
female.
kata, Japan.
Male team kata.
Japan.
Plus 68 kilogram female kumite.
Is Rosa Marie Leopold from Germany.
84 plus, so it's all over the place here. Male kumite.
It is all over the place. Saleh Abzari from Iran, Islamic Republic of Iran.
We have talked about him before. Next one we've also brought up, minus 50 kilograms female.
Miho Miyahara from Japan. We have talked about her.
Kumite minus 55.
Hanami Katayama.
That's right.
How you like that? Yeah, that little
Very
name
good.
announcing. Pretty good.
Oh, he's been on before. Minus 60 kumite male.
Ire Samdan from Turkey.
That's right. Minus 61 kumite female.
Yuki Kujuo.
They're just cleaning up here.
Japan.
Minus 67 male.
Francesco Donofrio from Italy.
That's right. Minus 68 female.
Is Kanako Oyu from Japan.
That's right. Minus 75 male.
Hold on, where am I? Minus 75 male. Oh, here we go. Yusei Sakeyama from Japan.
Minus 84 male.
That's all Cameron Madani from the U.S.
Very good.
Very good in the U.S.
Oh,
name.
I think his dad is. I think he might be from Colorado. That could be made. Anyway,
all right.
We've seen him before. Keep going here. Team Kumite female.
France.
Team Kumite male.
Japan.
All right. I don't think I saw anybody from Canada on the list.
Nope.
But I did see people from the United States. We had two, right? Because one of them won first place. So.
And the other one was a 7th place, Jessica Kwong, in the kata individual.
So this is a quite interesting event because I think you have to be in university at the moment. But should Canada get a university program?
It'd be interesting to look at.
Interesting to look at.
Yeah.
Right on.
There
Okay.
you go. All right, now let's move on. Technical tactical.
All right. How do you fight someone who's better than you?
Well, you sweep the leg.
Sweep the leg.
You sweep the leg, clearly.
As long as they don't see it coming, you sweep the leg.
That's right.
Well, what was the Antonio Seba Oliva? He had 3 things, white and the blue. What he's going to do, he's moving a little forward, a little back. He's putting a weight on it. Red's going to go. He's trying to tease him out. Red goes. He slips back and he counters. Do you see that? I think in a provincial and maybe even national tournament, he may have scored. I'll show you one more time. Look at how he's going to weave his head backwards. So he's teasing him out. Here it comes. Weave back and counter.
Yeah.
Almost got it. Now, the referees at this level are really good, so he probably just missed it. But what I like is if you're in the dojo and you're training with someone, that's all you need to do. You need to use your gifts. You know this guy's better. Just slip back and counter. Right?
That was beautiful.
It was beautiful. And not that physically hard.
No, and it just exactly probably what he's used to doing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you're training in the club, or you're competing, simple gift to work on, right?
Perfect.
Get them frustrated, just as we talked about. Tap them out, make it look like you can't really do anything.
Stick to your guns and fire them.
Guns,
There you go.
All right.
Love it. All right, this is my fitness training tip of the week, how to build karate explosiveness. So we're talking about doing things off of one leg, because if we think about especially
strength,
Kumite.
the difference between strength and explosiveness.
Very good. Explosiveness would be more power. Strength, we know, is slow speed. We're trying to build high speed. We're talking mostly for Kumite here. Most of the actual Kumite explosiveness comes off of one leg.
Okay.
It's basically the back leg pushing or the front leg pushing back. Both feet move together, but the power is actually generated from usually one leg or the other. So what we want to do to try and build this explosiveness is build unilateral, single leg explosiveness.
Okay.
So what you want to do is a couple drills that you can do in the dojo is have yourself in a kind of like a lunge stance where you're on one leg, just on one leg. You're going to bend down nice and low on the one leg, and you're going to explode up, or you can explode forward. You want to do both of these. So from the bottom, you're going to load and then fire up nice and hard and back down into load. It's kind of like a one-legged squat jump, sort of, if that makes sense. Load it, fire it up nice and hard, as fast as you can, 100% from the bottom, and right back. You do about 10 of these on each side, and that's going to help build your explosiveness on one leg. You want to do it again, up and down, but also forward and back. So hopping across, not hopping, but exploding across the dojo on one leg. So load the leg, fire into the next one. And what you actually want to do, there's two different ways to do it, where you can stick the landing, so where you pop forward and you land. That's going to help incorporate some balance into there as well. So now you have to use your proprioception, and you have to try and get the balance in there as well, which obviously is important for karate, and the explosiveness. Or you do like the bounds, where you're on one leg and you bounce and you don't quite stick it. You bounce, 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 and you're trying to get as far as you can on those ones, which really relates like a technique in karate or kumite when you're coming at somebody. So two different ways to do it. Up and down, forward and back, also sticking the landing for balance, or just exploding through and bounding to try and get what we call the stretch shortening cycle fired up.
That's awesome. So how give me an example. You try and do it over a minute, or are we trying to do 20? How would someone train
You want to evenly do it on both sides. So do it on one leg 10 times if you're exploding up or exploding forward. Then do on the other leg, exploding up and exploding forward. And you'll be surprised. Like, your actual legs will burn. If you really want to get some cardio and some endurance out of this, some power endurance, do like a wall sit or just a static squat. Hold that for 30, 45 seconds, and then go right into doing your explosive bounds, because then your muscles are going to be potentiated. Then you're going to be able to get more explosiveness out of those legs to begin with.
Nice.
So there you go.
Wall sit. How long?
Wall sit probably for 30 seconds, 30 to 45 seconds.
30 seconds wall sit, and then try and do 10 bounds on each side.
10 bounds on each side. Make sure you do that at least twice.
2 sets?
Do 2 sets. So do a wall sit, do your right leg, then do your left leg on the explosives, then do a wall sit, then make sure you do it the other way. Your left leg first, and then your right leg. So that when you go from 2 legs to 1 leg, you're doing both your left and right leg first, or otherwise you might get imbalances.
Awesome.
So there you go. That's
what we're doing tomorrow.
Kumite explosiveness. There you go. Just giving it to you. All right. That's pretty much what we got.
Fantastic.
Do we want to go over some upcoming events?
We've got one this month, the World Championships of Wadokai, called the All Nations.
All Nations, okay.
And there's a lot of people going to it. So that'll be the Wadokai.
What's the dates on that?
I think it's August 23rd to 26th. It's in Leicester, UK. I think that's how you say it.
All right. The PKF has got their Cadet Junior and U21 championships in Brazil, August 22nd and 25th.
Yes.
The next weekend is karate at Asian Games in Indonesia. And then the next Premier League is coming up, September. I mean, we're already in August, for dang sakes. And on September 14th to 16th is going to be the K1 Premier League in Germany. Later that month is the Series A in Chile.
That's amazing.
So lots happening here. August and September are going to be busy in the WKF world.
Absolutely. And
of
the Montreal Series A is being planned.
There you go.
Next year.
Love it. And of course, every Monday, the Karate 360 podcast will be coming out.
We'll try and do it all. We'll try and get most of it all the way to August. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we'll get it all through as what we can, and we'll go from there. Keep tuning in. Karate360podcast.com, Karate360 Podcast on Facebook.
And we're going to do some Skype stuff. When Kayla and I are in different places.
Yes.
And we'll videotape that, our 2 feeds, and also we'll be interviewing some people.
We'll be interviewing some people and have lots of fun.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. Well, thanks again for always tuning in. Richard Mosdell on all the Facebook and social media stuff, YouTube especially, and then Kaylin Anglos as well for all that stuff. We appreciate you guys' support. And if you have any questions or something, send us in some comments, questions, and we'll answer them on the show.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Let's sign off.
I'm Richard Mosdell.
I'm Kaylin Anglos.
San Rokumaru.
There's a little confusion at the end.